loves a first quarter here, Chene, and this was no different. Spins, drives, hits the mid-range jumper. 16 points in the first.
Yeah, we got playoff Luka, but sometimes that bodes trouble because other players have to get going too, and it got out of hand pretty quickly.
How can you not see this, though, in here? Blocked by James!
Blocked by James! Like, you love to see it.
Still doing it at 40 years old.
Pogo 6.
But this is going to be a Big Three nominee. We're going to see more of this highlight later in the show. But Rudy Gobert, the Timberwolves, they really took advantage of their double big, and the Lakers struggled against their size. And there's a reason why half of Minnesota has a Nas Reed tattoo.
This is true. You know what? The Timberwolves, they made it look like the Lakers were stuck in mud with how electric and fast and quick they're playing. But I love that ISO.
Making eye contact. He knows exactly where the camera is to end the first half here.
You gotta guard him. That was the story of the night. Open threes.
He's improved his three-point shooting, leads the league in him. Luka Doncic, though, he said, all right, I see you, Dante DiVincenzo. I can do it, too, trying to give the Lakers some momentum. They were sputtering in the middle of this game.
They absolutely were, but once again, once you give Anthony Edwards signs of life, he will take that and rip yours from you. Again, we're getting iconic moments. Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, and now Luka Doncic.
Ice cold photo. Later in the fourth here, the unsung hero of the Timberwolves, Jaden McDaniels with the Euro, floats it in. McDaniels had a team-high 25 points in this one, and the Timberwolves still game one. After the game, J.J. Redick shared his thoughts.
I'm not sure physically we were ready, if that makes sense. And really, when they started playing with a lot of thrust and physicality, like we just didn't respond immediately to that.
You know, when you play in a Minnesota team, they're gonna be physical. That's what they bring to the table. So, you know, maybe it took us one playoff game to now get a feel for it and know what the type of intensity, the type of physicality that's gonna be brought to the game. But that's just the way they play. So we should be more than prepared for that on Tuesday night.
So among the Lakers' issues in Game 1, they allowed 21 three-pointers. That's a franchise record for Minnesota. 17 of them, they came as open looks. And then on the offensive end, they dished just 15 assists. That's the team's fewest in the last two seasons. So it sounds like they need to stand on something.
This is my camera.
That's going to be your camera.
Standing on business. You better stand on business. Stand on business. Hell yeah, we standing on business today. Standing on business. What up? Hey, look, today is one of those days. And look, this is not a pick-on segment. This is just bringing it to the front street, to the front. Luka, a lot of people may whisper behind your back, but damn it, I'm going to say it to your face. It's time for you to stand on business. I understand you had 37 points. I don't even care about that. What did you do to help your team win with other things that didn't show up in the stat sheet? Let's pull up the film. Here you go right here. It's no film because you don't do it, right? You don't do the little things. Hey, Luka, when was the last time you actually hit the floor for a loose ball? When was the last time you actually dove in the stands to help save a loose ball? You don't do this, bro. And so when you look across the league at other young stars, Donovan Mitchell, he did it last night. The guy that you played against in Anthony Edwards, he had his team, they brought a level of physicality that showed up, that did all the little things to help win a playoff game. You have Big Rudy right here anchoring the defense, accepting the challenge against LeBron James. Jaden McDaniels hitting the offensive glass, being physical in the inside. Look right here again. Julius Randle being the man in the middle. Look at him yelling and screaming. When you're trying to take the next leap, it's not about you dribbling the oxygen out of the damn basketball. It's not about you finishing the game with 37 points and 1 assist. The little things is what win you championships. I played with 14 Hall of Famers, and all of them done it. It's time for you to step up to the plate, young man.
Perk, you think that this is a must-win here for the Lakers in Game 2?
I'm going to tell you this, Malika. I'm going to tell you this. It is a must-win. It is a must-win.
Well, Ant, he recorded his 5th straight playoff game with at least 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in Game 1, breaking a tie for the longest streak in Timberwolves history. It's also the longest active streak league-wide. I do think Luka's 1 assist is a little bit misleading because the Lakers did shoot 1 of 8 off of his passes, so he was moving the ball. The Lakers just weren't making those shots, as we say hello to our front office insider, Bobby Marks. If Perk's calling this a must-win for the Los Angeles Lakers here, Bobby, what is the one thing the Lakers need to key in on?
I think it's Anthony Edwards. I think you've got to make him into a jump shooter. I know we showed the highlights and he drained 3 threes in a row here. I look at him as the facilitator. They're 6-0 when he has 8 assists or more. He had 9 in this game. It's basically kind of pick your poison as far as how you want to defend him. And I look at this Minnesota team. Yes, they made the trade with Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. They are battle-tested as a team. The Lakers are battle-tested as individuals. We know Luka and LeBron have been in big games. But as a team standpoint, they haven't been in that big moment here. This is a new team that has been put together here.
Yeah, that is true, especially when you have these trades. Typically, it's hard for them to gel and win when it matters most, especially when it happens right around February, March. But, you know, when I was thinking about this game, I was like, the Lakers, they really think that they're in an automatic. But really, it's a stick shift. Like, you got to switch gears.
I struggle in a stick shift.
Yeah, I still don't know how to drive.
That's how I learned how to drive.
But, like, that's what they need to drive. They need to take it to another gear. They just did not win the point of attack battle. And when you're doing that against the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that literally thrives when you're passive, that's going to bode trouble. I also think schematically, throughout the regular season, what we saw the last 2 months, J.J. Redick's game plan of, I'm going to force your worst shooter to shoot most of the shots. Well, in the playoffs, they know that's coming. Hearing Anthony Edwards say, hey, Jaden was ready because he knew those shots were going to be there. I'm going to be confident. And what did that amount in? A record number of threes for them in the playoffs. The Minnesota Timberwolves have been intentional about how they've tried to build.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, you mentioned it, leads the NBA made threes. They're built to take down opponents like this, especially when you are handing them threes. And I think that's where the biggest adjustment in Game 2 is going to come from J.J. Redick. What else do you have up your sleeve to really, slow down the perimeter shooting?
And I agree with you, Bobby, and Malika 1,000%. And I'm going to say this again. The Lakers got to win. They're in a must-win situation, Game 2. Otherwise, they're going to get swept. And I wouldn't say that with that much confidence if Anthony Edwards wasn't on the other side. He's going to make you feel pain any chance he get. You better win Game 2. And you talk about J.J. Redick adjustments. The one thing that we praised him about was the adjustments he made in the regular season. But was it a rookie mistake? Right? Most playoff coaches, a lot of coaches don't like to show their playoff hand. Remember when we was talking about the Knicks and the Pistons towards the last part of the season? We was wondering why Tibbs didn't play OG Anunoby.
And, you think that was like a card he was holding up his sleeve?
Yeah, then all of a sudden, OG Anunoby, he's guarding Cade Cunningham.
Right.
In Game 1. Real talk.
But the difference with the Lakers is this has been their strategy all year. Essentially, they said, okay, we're going to let you shoot threes. And against this Timberwolves team, when you're making a franchise record in Game 1, maybe that's going to need to be something that's adjusted, particularly when you lose a game that Luka Doncic scored 31 points in. His former team, though, is at home after failing to make it out of the play-in tournament. The Mavericks are holding exit interviews today. So now joining NBA Today, Tim McMahon. Tim, before we get to you, let's just listen together to Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison on miscalculating the fans' response to the Luka trade. This was from earlier today.
I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level, but really the way we looked at it is, you know, if you're putting a team on the floor that's Kyrie, Clay, PJ, Anthony Davis, and Lively, we feel that's a championship caliber team, and we would have been winning at a high level, and that would have quieted some of the outrage.
Okay, so he's saying that he thinks that maybe he miscalculated a little bit the fan level of outrage here. But you wrote an article that released this morning that gave even more context into the Mavericks, maybe disconnect with fans and the franchise. What did you take away from this latest installment of Nico Harrison speaking to reporters?
Yeah, I don't understand how you can underestimate the popularity of a player who is fresh off leading your franchise to the finals, who's a 5-time first-team All-NBA selection, who is yet to hit his prime, and who took the torch from Dirk Nowitzki, the guy